These things will make traders money, no question asked. But you do have negative catalysts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again. Yes, today, Friday, March 28th. Lot of news going on. PCE data just hit at 8:30. CoreWeave IPO today. Lululemon down 12%. Let's see how the market's going to react today and see what's gonna be happening as the market opens today. All right, let's listen to our commentators. So far, I'll come back later and join us all.
Move and not very, I don't know, the integrity. I mean, they can do whatever they want. As they say, they need to raise capital, and it's allowed to do it. I just thought it was very strange to do it the day after earnings, especially when the stock had rallied a little bit and people had got their hopes up for GameStop, and then all of a sudden down 25%. And I mean, it is, like Michael said, they've done it before. Part of operations. So all good. Look, man, like CoreWeave, Intel, the NASDAQ, I'm trying to figure out some more things to trade here. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a slow open, which is why I think that we're trying to talk more about some of these, low float names. But the thing about it is there's always stocks that are getting upgraded and downgraded, right? So let's go over to the screen and figure out what Adair's got on tap for us.
There's some very interesting ones here. Applied Materials is getting an upgrade here from Jefferies Financial. Ferrari upgraded by Barclays, up about 2% here. We've got Camden here with the Citigroup upgrade, and Alcon slightly down in the day, but getting upgraded by Needham. The downgrade side of things is where I think we get pretty interesting. Robinhood here down about 1% with a Needham downgrade. They lowered the price target from $70 to $62. Lululemon here, of course, down on earnings, but also getting a downgrade here from Telsey Advisory Group. Oxford here with a downgrade from Telsey as well. Last but not least, TFI International getting downgraded here by TD Cowen. So quite a few names to talk about today, guys.
Yeah, Hood's chart doesn't look very good. They slapped the downgrade. It just broke yesterday's low. This could be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things that look adjacent to this kind of a setup where you probably are looking at a little bit of a flat bottom break with a tiny bit of a gap to fill in there. And say tiny, that's like $2 on Robinhood, so 5%. Room to run. I mean, at this point, with the market down 0.5%. Oh, the other thing about Robinhood, double top off the 50 period. Like these kind of stair-step down situations, they don't usually resolve themselves very well. Another name that looks not very good, that Oracle. I don't know if we showed the Oracle daily chart, but Oracle, if Oracle loses 140, like this stock could really head down. This is, and one of the other reasons I'm bringing it up is like this is another one of those companies. Like I have been in this stock forever, and it's like why? I don't want to buy any more of it. So why do I need to be in it? I think I'm just gonna throw an old. If we lose that level, get it all out because I don't think we're out of the water, and there's nothing wrong with raising even some more cash, a little bit of TD Bank. And I think if Oracle loses that support, I'll just get out of this one for good. I've held it for a year. I can't even remember how long I've held this stock. For a very, very, very... It was one of the four horsemen. Long time.
Yeah, Oracle's a big one. All right, so... no, I was looking at Robinhood there. So this is the one for me, just looking at it there. We had written down on the board that it was only down 1%, but obviously it's just been hit right now recently. So much bigger move than... we had thought early. There it goes. Nice break there of 44 yesterday afternoon. Held it pretty much into the close, so that's fine. And then this morning comes right up to 44 again, and then whooshes down. So, this name back to VWAP, back to the 50, back to the 200. Anything in this area here for Robinhood today, I think was going to be a short. It's just coming in. I just think that there's going to be, again, Robinhood's not going to be a tariff name or anything like that. But at the end of the day, there's going to be some nervous hands heading into the weekend. And with April 2nd is Wednesday. So, you're going to have a couple of days next week. Could sell off a little bit more. Nice move back to the upside. Base bounced perfectly off the 50 period moving average. So 200 to the 50, that's perfect. That's kind of like what we were waiting for with JP Morgan. But you still didn't even get down to the 200 yet. So this name could still come back in. I mean, this would be one that we've talked about it, trying to get some money into. So as Robinhood comes back in here, hate to pick on the name because I do like it, but I think a 44, 43.75, something like that in an around here short, especially if we get a little bit of a bump early. I like that trade. Energy name, so Occidental, sell side right here. As we've seen, energy has been really a strong point here in the last couple of weeks, right? So Oxy just down, and not that it means anything. It's Friday, right? So there's going to be a couple like mini rebalances that happening every Friday. So QBTS, AMC, because you do have, the weeklies expiring and things like that. So anyways, Occidental downside. XLE, oil's been working. Gold again today, by the way. Another day that I was looking at it, there's XLE is flat on the morning. But gold here, 283, 284. Again today is gold. Like, I mean, this is just running. So shout out to Sebastian, everybody, who we talked about gold a little bit yesterday after in the recap show. And then silver up again right now. Silver looking to take out.
Go too.
Yeah, it's trying to take out its highs right now as well on the daily. So that's silver looking at its highs. What a move, man. 26 to 31.50 in 2 months. That's nice. Silver up again. So if you're worried about some of the market, the S&P down 3, NASDAQ down 0.3, down half right here. So yeah, some strength in the metals.
Weakness in China, I was just noticing as well. We'll get to that. We'll talk about a few of them anyways coming up here. But yeah, Tesla higher, basically everything else I'm looking at red to start things off here this morning, which might not bode too well for Friday.
No, it doesn't feel like it's a positive day, Brendo. I think that the overhang of the auto tariffs continue to persist, and the uncertainty that comes with that. Obviously, we'll have to wait exactly see which companies fare better than most. Should we have a look at futures? All right, guys. Yesterday on the ES, a June contract, we closed out just 1 point below that 57.40, 57.39 is the closing print from yesterday, with the overnight high not being much higher than that, 57.47. The overnight low defending 5700, so we're locked in about 40-point range. If we can clear 47, which is the overnight high, essentially that 50-point area, we're looking at yesterday's high at 57.75 as resistance. If we continue to bleed, we're looking at 5700 as support.
As always, if you haven't done so, jump down to the description of this video. Top link in the description will take you to the sign-up page for the watch list. All you need is your email address then and get that sent to your inbox every single morning. We do your homework for you and just send it to you. Let's start with Lululemon this morning. I'll never understand this. They forecasted downside, so the stock gets crushed.
Yeah.
Have you been to a Lululemon of late? Because every single one I ever pass, it's still. I mean, there's people waiting outside because they're so busy.
I was just about to say, you can't get in.
No.
And if you get in, you got to elbow your way into the close, Brendo. So
it's one of those things. I think if you raise your expectations high enough, and then the guy still doesn't meet that, then okay, I understand. But anyways, there's a ton of analyst moves this morning. Most of them on the positive side. So any green number you see over here is either a maintain or even a price target increase for Lululemon this morning. End of the day, it comes down to the forecast.
absolutely, this could be a buying opportunity. They've been very strong lately. Let's see how they did. So with respect to how they did on the previous quarter with the previous year, EPS, everything beat. Q4 EPS beat, revenue beat, beating on the top and bottom line. Full year 2024 revenue also was up 8% year over year. They took home more money. $748 million was their profit, Brenda. Almost $1 billion in profit. Strong international sales, but that's where it kind of all falls apart. U.S. traffic remains soft. Oh, let's talk about the guide here. Q1 revenue guide lower than expectations. EPS lower. Full year 2025 revenue guide, full year 2025 EPS guide, also lower. Gross margin expected to fall, Brenda, because of the FX headwinds, tariffs, and higher fixed costs. So we'll have to see how that all does. The stock reaction was quite aggressive. I mentioned there, 10% drop, guidance misses signals, margin pressure, a cautious consumer and macroeconomic risk. And here's how they did.
I guess I missed that one. That's okay.
Yeah. So basically, here's the deal. Comparable sales up 3% year over year. U.S. sales, as I mentioned, weak, were basically flat. And the growth is shifting to overseas with a healthy increase there.
Yeah. I mean, I still come back to the simple fact that foot traffic alone, and I think that makes up a lot. I mean, the e-com side is a big part of it also, but foot traffic alone is still crazy for Lululemon, guys.
Well, I think maybe Nike might have given you a hint at how things could look for the next couple of days for Lulu, because Nike gapped down. Similarly, the guidance was the issue. you can, they're not exactly the same, but I think you can have, there are some parallels with what's going wrong for them, for both these companies. Again, they're not the same, I get that. But you drifted down on Nike after the earnings, and it did a pretty hefty reversal candle at the open, got into what ended up being a double top, and then you make that top and you kind of resume the short, and it go right back into the low. I think if you see that kind of a pattern, like see the V shape, and then on, I guess it would be Monday, Lulu were to come in and not break it out, you look for the trend back in. By the way, Nike has held this double bottom at a higher low yesterday. So Nike, at least in the short term, looking a little better there. So Lulu, it might have already be doing this a little bit of a bounce, but the key thing on the daily for them is this 300 area. It's not a $300 stock with a big spread. It's going to be a couple bucks in either direction, but you can see prior, if it holds that at the open, I'd be looking for it to do that push up. Conveniently, you have the 200 period, and you've got 310 to 313 in there. If that holds, I think you look to short off that. And then also the next couple of days to follow the Nike pattern. That's the only thing I look for. I'm not going to trade it at the open, but if I see it rally into this prior low to the 200 period moving average, yeah, you play an afternoon short, and then hopefully again it does what Nike did and just gives the same trade the day after.
Yeah, so I told the story yesterday, actually, and it was a little opposite of what Brendan was just saying there. When I went to Lulu to return something and walked right up to the cash,
Nobody there.
and there was completely dead. But that was that Sherway, and I know that different malls are different. But yeah, I think that we learned a little bit from Nike, right? I mean, Nike got hit to the downside. So for me, I was just looking at 315. Right there for the short. So I just thought if we can come back into that level there, the 200 period moving average, maybe there would be something in and around that level. I know Mr. West, you asked about that, and I sort of said 315. So that's what I'm looking at. I mean, just looking at the stock from yesterday, it's not too many levels, but if you just go back a couple days, maybe into here 320. I mean, that looks kind of back into there right now. So yeah, I mean, I think that these are reasonable areas to go short. So in case you get that move up, again, it's SSR, right? That's the other thing. So right now you're going to be short sale restricted when we open up. You're not going to be able just to hammer the bid. You're going to have to get offers. So I could see some people maybe covering. And again, Lululemon's expected move yesterday was 8.5%. So you're now extended through that. So to quote our friend Danielle Shea there when she was talking about it, when you outperform the move, and generally there's a continuation. So I would say short for today, not looking long. And we could even break that bottom, 296. Like, we're not too far away. Remember, it's a NASDAQ name. So when those imbalances come out, it's pretty thin right here. Like these are just a couple hundred shares lining this bid down all the way to $300. So you could lose $2 or $3, and then all of a sudden you're right back into this area. So I don't think we get the bump, but if we do, 310 to 315 is sort of where I would build the position, and then exit at 315. And then, hey, if it goes to 320, you can reload that. I don't know. Not as confident here today to say let's hold this all the way back up $10 against you, right? So we'll wait. Never want to go against the trend here. Short sale restricted may give this a bump, and then we go short around that 312 to 315 area.
Let's go on to CoreWeave. We have an IPO to look forward to today. CoreWeave coming after the market yesterday, pricing this IPO. Sized 37.5 million shares, $40. There was a time they were talking about this possibly being 50 billion, and then it was like 40, 45 billion, and now we're all the way down to basically 30. I think, what was it, 28? I think was the final number that the actual notional value of this.
Actually, it's about 19 now, Brendo, believe it or not.
So even lower. So, I mean, this thing has just stair-stepped all the way down. But anyway, 250 or 250 million of that, NVIDIA is going to pick up.
Yeah, I got comments about this, but let's talk about the details of it. So CoreWeave, their IPO is priced at $40 per share, below that expected, as Brendo mentioned, 47 to 55 range. The company raised about $1.5 billion, making it the largest U.S. tech IPO, Brendo, since 2021. The total amount of shares sold were cut actually from 49 million down to 37.5, which resulted in the reduction of the valuation to about 19 billion, down from that potential 26.5 billion. It's going to trade under ticker CRWV. Hopefully, we'll have that for you on the Hot Trade Midday Show. What they do, Brendo, is they provide these NVIDIA GPU powered cloud infrastructure for AI workloads and training. So basically, they rent out NVIDIA's GPUs and servers to those who don't want to buy them. Revenue surged about 700% year over year to about $2 billion, but the company posted a net loss of $863 million, giving you the idea that it is capital heavy here, whether or not it's profitable. The clients include Microsoft, Meta, IBM, and others, with about $11.9 billion in contracts, specifically with OpenAI as well.
Yeah. Given the current state of the IPO market, I mean, in the past, specifically with the tech IPO, you typically want to see the momentum and the chatter and the excitement growing and getting more and more as you get to that day. Not necessarily going the opposite direction. That being said, it's been a while, guys, since we've had decent tech IPO.
So I think we all know the deal with the IPOs, and I don't know that this is not one that I'm looking to buy. Like, I don't want to own it. I know when ARM came to market, that was the stock I knew I wanted to own in the long term. I can't say that that's going to be the case here with CoreWeave, right? So the boys went over the business, what they do, obviously the attachment to NVIDIA, and we talked about how they use their H100, the older chips. All I really want to look for is get an indication of how high it's going to open up. Like, if it's not going to open up in the hundreds, just an example. I would not want any part of an open trade if it's opening up at like 100. If it's opening 20, 30% higher, maybe maximum 40 per. Like, if it's way too far from the issue, then I don't want it. And a lot of times we're going to get, like, on our locator, you'll see, like, at the open, it's going to be all the stuff in the pre-market. But after the open, there'll be a couple of halts here or there, and then it'll be CoreWeave. And you'll see the size and the pair volume start to creep bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually they get in equilibrium and it opens up. So that'll give us an indication. We'll have an indication as to where it's going to be opening on the way. And then the plan of action will be, I'm just going to throw out 50 because it's easy. If it's indicating it's going to open up at, say, like 51 or like 50.70 or 51.20, all I'm going to do is have an order ready to go. If there's a massive buyer just obviously throwing it in there at 50 even, I want to go along in front of them. I'm going to take a scalp long. That's the plan of action. They break, I'm gone. I want it to be obvious. That's the plan. I have no idea when they're going to actually open the stock, but we'll always have an indication based on the imbalance locator. Because until you start to see a big paired number where there's a bunch of open interest and an equilibrium gets met, they're not opening the stock. So usually you can just monitor this for a while. You get indications too online that you're getting close. I don't expect it to happen in the morning show because, Sean, I can't remember the last time we had a major IPO that wasn't on the midday show, to be honest. It's been a while.
Yeah, I hope it happens because we want to be here to trade that. That's for sure. The last one, I mean, I don't know. I just thought about it. Brendan asked about what. I just thought about Service Titan. I mean, that just came in December, which, again, it's not commercials for this on TV. It's not going to be the valuation of a CoreWeave or anything like that. But just to give you an example of what happened there, was relatively muted on day one. It does open up at I think it was $100.50 or so. Goes to 105, breaks, it goes back into 100. So a little bit of action there. Then the next couple of days we had some upside moves, and then basically that was the top, and then bang to the downside right there as the market falls through. So even if you miss, and it's true of many of these names, right? I mean, we've looked at. I don't want to change it on here without changing it over here first. Looking at a stock like a Reddit, and Neil just talked about an ARM, and there's been many names that a lot of traders have wanted to get into where maybe you thought that you had missed certain rallies or whatever. Like, Reddit has been a really big success story to IPO, but the same thing sort of was true of this, where it made it really ridiculous in the first couple days of trade, where we opened up at 50 and then wound up going to 70, 75, 8 right there to the upside, then got hit. So very similar to Service Titan, although this was more dramatic, and we still got an opportunity to get long below the IPO price. So just like Palantir came out at 920, eventually traded to 7. Like there's going to be things like that happen. Spotify, like they're all kind of like that. But at the end of the day, if you like the stock, then there's going to be opportunities to get in. Today is more of a day just to go back and forth with it. So as Neil mentioned, it's just about watching out for the imbalance locator. Then I just wrote down the same thing here, and that is that you just want to take the opening print, scalp it. I wrote it here. Wait to see what that opening price is, get short and or exit that long if you're still in it. So, I think it's a pretty easy trade. Yeah. You don't necessarily have to go long on the opening print. I'm not sure you have to do that, but I remember Service Titan kind of hung around and then popped and then dropped through. So that's where I go with the scalp.
And Titan was a good one. It was actually,
I think it's right. And then eventually it broke. So I think interesting to look at. Should soak up some traders' time today, and that's all that we're looking for is opportunity, right?
I know one thing I'm not going to do is when you mentioned it with Coinbase. Right. I remember every trader was geared up waiting for Coinbase to open, and they had their opening orders ready to go, and they're on the keys, and you're like, I'm getting up for a second because it could open up any minute.
Plus, it was $360 or something.
Well, also, so that a lot of people didn't get to eat their lunch, and a lot of people didn't go to the bathroom for a very long time. I'm not making that mistake because when you're in that moment, get up and do your stuff because they're probably not going to do it, and then you'll be comfortable when sitting waiting for it to happen.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT on average how long it takes.
That's a great question. On average, how long it takes. And I'm paying. I should have mentioned I'm paying for locates the second I can because I'm willing to trade this to the short side if I see something set up. So I'm more than willing to pay for those locates.
It just breaks that opening price. And I don't even think you need to worry about anything else.
Try to get the short, but we'll see. Like obviously, we don't have them yet. They'll probably come out a little bit later. Be available for us here at Real Trading. Crypto catching a bit of a crypto week, but we just caught a bit of a bid actually.
0.3 still here for the market as well. Running the overall market trying to bounce a little bit back to the upside. But let's talk about IBIT back to 48.50 here. Lots of data on inflows again, which is kind of interesting this morning, but big gap here for this ETF today.
So these U.S. spot ETFs for Bitcoin, Brendo, 10 straight days of inflows. That's the longest streak since early December. Obviously, with the election having that tailwind, Thursday's net inflows totaled about 89 million. With the majority of the money going to Fidelity's inflow and BlackRock, there were some outflows as well. So Invesco's BTCO saw some outflows. Wisdom Tree also saw some. And despite the streak, the total 10-day inflows of about $1 billion remains modest compared to earlier surges. So we'll keep an eye on that. Analysts, they're mixed here. Institutions are cautiously positioning themselves, not a risk-on kind of situation. The data reflects growing interest in Bitcoin exposure despite the choppy macroeconomic backdrop. But this is what caught my attention here. There's an obvious divergence of inflows and outflows here between Bitcoin and Ether. The spot ETH ETFs have seen net outflows every single day, Brendo, since February 20th, except for 2 different sessions. The divergence underscores, obviously, here stronger investor conviction in Bitcoin over ETH.
Yeah, more and more people making that switch, clearly. Is there a trade here today, guys?
I'm looking at 2 things. One, IBIT 48.8, which was that prior, double bottoms. Double bottoms matter to an extent because they're liquidity events, but remember, it's a 24-hour market, but it still holds up. It's 48.8. That's going to be roughly, 86.6 or something like that. It's underneath 87, but above it. So that's a level. That's one level I'm looking at. And the other one is going to be Mara 14. We have free locates on Mara. It's a bit of a lower high setup for Mara, but look at the daily chart on Mara. I don't know. The trend seems to be all roads keep leading us back to $12 with lower highs. So at this point, until it gets there, I want to play fade. So Bitcoin's not breaking 14. If we're breaking that 14.8 on IBIT, that means we're breaking 86 half area, then I don't want to fight it too much, but there's plenty of room for it to get up to that resistance. It's not quite a double top because the prior day was a lower high, but it's still a clear point of resistance on MAR. So as long as Bitcoin's not breaking out, there's more room for it to the upside. Bitcoin could shoot up, not look like a great short, but then more is right then and there for us at $14.
market coming back up to the upside quite nicely right here. I mean, what's up with that? I mean, the market took off like really nicely. Over 100 handles, 100 points right there. Straight to the upside, just boom. Okay. Maybe something's going to happen. Yeah, I was looking at Mara today, 100%. I mean, we traded this really well down there at $12. That was a big day. That one day, it's the only time that I've traded it. In a long time there was when we got back down into 12, and we did really well. While we were here on the show, we took it 12, I think like 12.15 to 12.25 up to like 12.50, 12.70. It wasn't like a huge trade or anything, but I'm going to look short again here today just because I want to go short underneath this 1370. So this will be an area where I'm going to start it is at, my chart just went all wonky there, around this 1370 area, kind of like yesterday's close. So that's right where I'm going to start the short. I mean, we just had a nice move up. Excuse me, crypto will hold that 85,000, and if it does, good. So 13.7 is where we'll start it, and we have 14.1. You know, like, so let's give this a little bit of room. But I'm gonna put a little bit of shares on here, see what happens around there. I don't mind the short here in Mara. I know there's a lot of traders that are long crypto, but let's just see what. I mean, so am I. Let's just see what's wrong or what's up with this market, because if this move is right, then, you know, I do think that crypto does get back to that 87,000 mark, in which spot, you know, this Mara short won't be working. So, yeah, 1370, I'm already sitting in Mara. So that's my play right there. Coinbase obviously has been disappointing. It's just hanging out right now. And, you know, with crypto being down as much as it is, I actually am surprised that Coinbase is down much more than that. So, you know, 340, that this was like when Bitcoin was up at 110, 105-ish, you know, and then all of a sudden now it's like chopped in half. So it just seems like that's a big move down for Coinbase, but you don't understand something, that it's not something to be, you know, really looking at. But 177 there, great bottom. I don't think that gets hit today. This is another very, very interesting earnings release. I'm going to find out when exactly they report, because Coinbase seems like there's something up with it. So, yeah, a name to definitely fade on any pop as well. Maybe 190, 191 up here for Coinbase in case there is. So, yeah, bad moves for Coinbase lately. We're going to be shorting Hood today as well. It's not on there, but that's another name that we talk about. So I'm going to be shorting Robinhood if we get that opportunity, Coinbase and Mara. So unfortunately, it looks like a start of a down day, but it rallied nicely. It held 85,000. So
for now.
Yeah, for now. 10 minutes until open.
We got time.
All right, traded downside this morning, right across the board. Really doesn't matter what you look at. I mean, some of the EV names. Trying out with the overall market, 1975, $20 coming back into play here for XPay, but everything kind of looks like this. There's Alibaba 134 coming back to play. All the e-commerce names, big gaps under pressure here so far.
And a big meeting yesterday between President Xi and a lot of the U.S. business leaders, Brendo, whether they're running companies or running hedge funds. Ray Dalio was there, as well as some others. And basically, President Xi's trying to drive home the point to some of these leaders here that we kind of need to maintain the world kind of market order. He's trying to stress against that tariff war and using them to kind of persuade Donald Trump. I don't know what kind of a strategy, how well that strategy is employed, but a lot of U.S. leaders there, Breno, and speaking with President Xi.
Yeah, it might be market dependent today, depending on what we end up doing for everything, but these are definitely downside potentials.
Okay. Yeah, we have there's a few things I'm looking. We just talked about the crypto names. I mentioned Palantir. If we get that 90-91 area, and I haven't talked about Tesla yet. But same thing for NEO. The all-time low. I think it's an all-time low. It doesn't really matter. It's obviously 360 is a big level. You're back underneath the $4. Well, this one can continue trend down. That's what I'm looking for balance. Maybe today, instead of this every single day this weekend, we never really got there. So until we do, I want to give it a shot. I know it's only like 29 cents away, but it's a $4 stock, so it's going to be 10% down if it gets down there. It's going to take a hefty move. That's why I want to look reversals into NIO at that price. That's the only Chinese name that I'm only looking at. I mentioned that I sold some Alibaba recently, and I think that one is at least headed back into the 50 period and this prior high of 120, but not doing a heck of a lot today to look for a trader in Baba. But yeah, I think this one is also trading down. NEO's, I think, the only one I'll end up potentially trading if it sees a move close enough to 360.
Yeah, so I was just looking at, I mean, why I started talking about this when we first came on about those tariffs. You know, China's come in and said that they obviously will retaliate. So, you know, down 1.4%, you know, bad overnight in China. So that's where we're at right now. It's actually up, you know, since where we last looked at it. So China and the U.S. market starting to go upside, but just for a 200 period moving average, I don't think we need to get too fancy. We're not going to get back up here. I wouldn't think. I don't know what, unless the Nasdaq really rallies, in which case I'm going to be short the Nasdaq. So for that, doesn't really matter. So just if we get up there, that would be a good short. If you prefer shorting here on China, I would say you even want to get a little more aggressive than that and go right around the 200 period moving average on the 1 minute, so 36.40. So if we do get that bump up early in the market, you're just looking at 36.40, which is where we opened yesterday. So I would say shorting yesterday would be fine. So a nice move up there. Obviously, you know, it went. The whole market kind of went there in China. And then today we come in and it's a downside move. So, yeah, I would say if we get back to that level, makes sense to me. Yesterday's open and the 200 period moving average, I'd be going short. Yesterday we saw NEO. We had Michael Noss come on earlier today and talk about offerings. NEO did the same thing yesterday where it dropped back through the $4 mark. And then it actually got up to that it's showing 420. Didn't we actually get up to there? Not because of the 420, but because we had mentioned it yesterday that could have been a level. Yeah, so this was no, there's the drop. So then yesterday's high, nothing. So 404, 405. So we didn't really get anywhere yesterday. So, you know, those are good shorts. Now it's kind of confirmed it, right? That you've opened up back now way underneath. It's not like 390 is not way under, but still, you know, you lose 15 cents. It's not great. So I would be shorting NEO and using $4 as my level, and then punching out if we lose 5 cents up there at 404, 405. So yeah, actually, it's not a bad trade. We talked about that yesterday. You take 1,000 shares here at 398. You know, again, depending on what your account size is, I never know. Like if you have a small account, do you trade the bigger names with less shares to look for the bigger moves, or do you trade the lower price names? And if so, you're probably not using NEO. Like if you have 1,000 shares, that's only $4,000. Like it's not huge, and I think you can get 10 pennies. So I think you're in either though. If you're in kind of any challenge, I don't know.
Okay, so someone asked what I was eating. Cantaloupe. The slices
they're huge today.
These are really healthy slices. Now, usually just a little bit smaller is better. So, anyways, there's cantaloupe. There's a little bit of
3 of them.
Pineapple, and then there's just some melon. But yeah, anyone that wondered what that was, just a little fruit in the morning. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Now we'll wrap things up here with semiconductors. A couple of days worth. If you zoom out on NVIDIA's chart, let's go over here. Get a better idea. A couple of days worth of maybe, dare I say, a bottom coming into play here for. I mean, they all kind of look like this. AMD, Intel, just kind of hanging out. There's a range definitely forming. Daily chart support possibly. Not a heck of a lot of news today, but worth watching, I think.
No, there's a light SMCI headline here, Brendo. A new product that they've got. It's called the single socket server, and it targets cost and efficiency gains. So you can kind of see from the infographic there, it's designed to handle workloads that previously required dual socket systems. Not that I understand what dual socket systems are. It cuts acquisition, power, and cooling costs. That's obviously important if you're a hyperscaler. Apparently, the servers are about 100% more core per system compared to the previous generations, and they were kind of made to maximize acceleration, networking, and storage flexibility. So to see how SMCI trades it, I was just looking at my my watch list here for these semis. Only 3: AMAT, which got an upgrade today, NVIDIA, which is green, SMCI green, everything else red.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of movement. A little bit here, a little bit there. Here's the SMCI, maybe one of the weakest on a daily chart. Anyways, we're right back to that low from going back to the beginning of the month, guys.
You know what's not looking like it wasn't looking like the best day when SMCI was like the only green. Well, I mean, it's the best looking. I shouldn't say the only green, the best looking chip. NVIDIA is up 0.5% now. It wasn't before. There's kind of a head and shoulders setup here on AMD. It did that thing where it failed the top again. Here's the daily chart. Broke out, failed the top. Remember what it needed to do? Hold the 50 period. Break out the most recent, like the first sign of resistance that it got to after holding the 50 period. That's exactly where it turned, and then it promptly lost the 50 period again. So it's back to doing the thing that it does. So head and shoulders with the shoulder at 108 on AMD is the chip name that I'm looking at right now. The other one that we don't really get a chance to get too much of a chance to talk about it, but again, Palantir at the 91. I mean, it closed at 90, but you had a close here at 91 with some support. So I have an entire zone here. There's 90 and then there's 91 where I want to look for a fade in PLTR. But AMD is the only chip. I mean, you can make an argument for, like, I have NVIDIA 113 written down, but then AMD looks weaker. So if I had to pick one of those two, it's going to be AMD. Oh, and then keep in mind, I mean, CoreWeave, obviously, AI play. So when they open up, I'm not saying they're going to move everything else, but you're going to want to pay attention to overall sentiment in NVIDIA and some of the chip and AI names when CoreWeave is open. You won't want to ignore what's going on in NVIDIA while CoreWeave is trading around.
All right, yeah, I had to log out and back in, so I'm just going to get that going in 1 second here. But yeah, we want to look at those imbalances. You know, the market here had that nice move up. It's starting to get faded just a little bit right now. So we'll, once this...
I got the imbalances.
Yeah, okay, what's on?
There's nothing huge out here. NU, I mean, anyone that trades new, it's 600,000 to sell. Oxy is a sell of 500,000. NVIDIA, despite that move up, is a 300,000 to the sell side. Hey, there's Mullen, oh goodness, 16 cents? That's Neo is a 200,000 sell, so nothing crazy. That's a very small imbalance by NVIDIA. Man, Mullen's terrible. Yeah, and NVIDIA to the upside initially, but those are really small, especially on a Friday.
All right, so
yeah, where is that wick? There we go. Oh, that's even better, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, there was your rally to the upside, and a little bit of a pullback on that imbalance trade. But like I said, I'm going to be looking at AMD primarily, and it would have to at least press into the above 107, let's just say, because 108 is the level, and it's going to take some patience if the market pops for AMD.
Yeah, too bad that there's not too much on the imbalance locator here. Let's see what Tesla's going to open at early. I mean, we didn't
even mention Tesla.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't. I don't think there was a Tesla mentioned this morning. Maybe this might be the first one. All right, so yeah, pretty good today. I mean, up 1.5%, right? I mean, we're liking that much better than everything else. Right now, there's not too much else happening in the market, but we are starting to pull back a little bit here, just of the mega caps, basically. So Tesla's always looked at there. 280 seems to be a good top. So that looks like a bust long. I mean, honestly, you're above VWAP. It's up on the day. This is pulling back. Like, I don't know, did I just miss something again? But the markets are sort of flashing here back in. So there's Tesla, just lost 0.5% like that. It was just up 1.5%. Now back down into 1% right now. Is Apple going down too? No, not. Okay. Oh no. Some sort of dark.
Oh, Amazon.
Sort of dark pool.
Amazon up a couple bucks.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It seems like, yeah, but I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
I feel like there's some stupid dark pool wave happening here.
I just want the same chart.
All right, yeah. So NVIDIA probably has something similar. No, not really. NVIDIA actually does make a move down. Okay, let's check out Robinhood. You know, yesterday we were short Tesla early, then we were out of the short and lost money on the 280 short. Then we went long and it ramped up to 292 or something, and that was huge. So there's gonna be lots of opportunities on Tesla. Robinhood didn't do anything on that little whoosh down there, so that's good. So still looking at this level here for Robinhood, 43.50. I mean, if we can get up to there, I don't know if that will happen immediately. There's less than 1 minute right now, and then another name that we haven't called up yet today would be Palantir, and that's below 90. So you know, we always look over at these big flyers. We know that there's some big moves early on a lot of these names as well. So wait to see if Palantir can bottom out somewhere. 88.50 was yesterday, this morning's low. We'll wait to see if that fills. But again, underneath yesterday's closing price of $90, right there is Palantir. So hey, it's gonna be a good Friday, man. We'll wait for CoreWeave. We're excited for that. If you guys ever hear about when that's gonna open, let us know. Ears to the ground on CoreWeave, Tesla, LX, RX, lots of things popping up. All right, Adara, here we go. Only 7 seconds left. The open, of course, is sponsored by Foremost Clean Energy. So 3, 2, and 1. Check this out. FMSE on your radar with Foremost on the NASDAQ. So, okay, so Palantir, as expected, sort of. We say that there's always going to be a little bit of a move down here or up. Palantir can get going pretty early. You're saying Amazon's dumping? That was another thing.
It is actually. Amazon's at 197.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Over under that 200 level on Amazon for sure. It's also also the 200 period moving average on the daily, which showed you this wick is not real. These are real, and Amazon looking incredibly weak. The market's above the low, and this is clearly breaking down. Again, you always want to be patient here. Mora's heading a little bit down, nothing too crazy. So no spike up to be able to fade on Mora. And I'm going to make the assumption that AMD is also not doing anything. So not catching much of a bid here for any fades. I mean, if you're going to look to short pops, you're not really getting anything just yet. There is that one small capper that I'm looking at, LXRX. That immediately lost VWAP, but it's sort of basing out here. 60 was a big level on LXRX. It's already on 100 million shares this morning. That needs to show a little bit more strength. I'll let that one settle down and give us an opening range. So patient morning so far, nothing really coming in.
I was just looking at the futures and just thinking that, like, if anything might happen, maybe the futures, nice move. We bounced off the 200 period moving average. So if we can get back up to 6160, I think we could start offering. Well, I am offering there. So if the futures can come up a little bit more here, this, of course, is the NASDAQ. So we'll see if it bumps. I mean, we could also take that out at low, which would be an interesting low as well to go. So I think we'll short that bottom just to see if it can hold VWAP, which would be 6140. So that right there is 60. Basically a break, which is happening right now. So $60.94. I think we'll go short on the NASDAQ and just give that a go. So there it is for right now. We do have VWAP, and it wasn't really a big issue, but we could get out if we break, and we don't, because you're at the bottom too, right? So it could be the bottom to the pop. So we'll wait, but we'll play the momentum downside. We did talk about it. Ooh la la! Thank you, Brendan. That's all good. Thank you. Brendan making an appearance.
Oh, thanks, Brendo.
All right, this might be the best coffee we've ever had.
Well, it's going to be the best coffee.
Yeah, maybe it's spiked. Let's see. He's like, more energy, guys. We need more energy.
It is Friday.
For that one. I like the professional. I mean, I prefer these cups. Anyways, and those other ones. I mean, I like the Chair TV Live ones, but I like the glass. I feel like the glass cups keeps the heat better. That's probably not true, but
it caught me chewing there. It's absolutely hilarious where, like, my timing from when to actually grab a bite is just piss poor.
I think you're just always eating, especially in the morning.
In the morning, 100%. In the morning, I don't eat anything until just before 8 o'clock, and I wake up at like 4:30, so I tend to be really hungry. Neo literally hasn't moved, so that one not doing anything.
Look at Lulu. I mean, Lulu's at that 298 level.
Like, there's nothing too crazy. Tesla, there was never any pop. In Tesla to fade as well. That's right down into the lows at the bottom as Ramin massages my microphone. If you hear, apologies, I think there's some feedback on my microphone, so apologies. Yeah, there's issues with my mic.
Yeah. Okay, so the teams almost took out that low again. So I'm going to go short here. Remember, at 10 o'clock, we do have, was Michigan sentiment, right? So I'm just going to double check that so make sure I got that for you guys, right? Consumer spending. So University of Michigan consumer sentiment for March coming in at 10. So, all right, Neil, I think this is the first position. So what is the alarm right now for an early short not that early, it's 9:34, but an early short here in the NASDAQ breaking the lows of the day. The NASDAQ's only down, well, I don't even have the NASDAQ right here. Here it is. The NASDAQ only down 0.7. I guess that's a pretty decent move considering that we were up all the way up here at one point. So there's going to be a little bit of a slippery slope. We know that we've hit the bottoms and made moves back up to the tops before as well. So let's just be careful. Yeah, maybe Tesla's over there. What about just here, 6140? If we get back up to 6140, let's get out of this trade. Right, so again, a move back to VWAP, I think that would be enough for me to say, let's toss this one away and figure out what's next. So we'll short that. Again, early position here, not really a maximum one, but a decent one there. We'll look to maybe get a little bit more on a bump up, but we don't need to be averaged in and be completely wrong on our very first trade. So we'll wait for it. Again, we get in early all the time, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So right now we're in this one here early. It only went in the money about 4 or 5 cents. So that bottom for now has been help holding. We talked about Tesla yesterday, right? It's like I was short, but the long was much, much better. And then eventually the long ripped huge. So wait, okay, you're Amazon now?
Yeah. Amazon. So Amazon, look, it obviously broke that 200 a while ago, but VWAP doesn't necessarily matter. Pre-market low sits just underneath 199. So I said over under on this stock on the 50 period. Oh, it's got the wick there too. on the 50 period on the daily, but in the prior low yesterday, 199.3. That's a good place to try to give it to if we're not going to get any market highs. So we'll give this a little bit of a berth. We also liked a bunch of other things for popping fades. You're just not pops. The only place where we're popping is Nvidia. Like Nvidia looks incredibly strong here. Well, relatively speaking, as it's going back into the 112. So watch out for that. I'm only in Amazon. There was no pop in Palantir. There's nothing happening in Bitcoin either. That's just chilling at 85. I'm going to get some bids out here. 197.5 will be the first, and the low of the day is 197. Apologies for this week. That's not real. It never went to 195 on Amazon.
No, did not. All right, so we got some more short there on the TQs, but it is ripping back up, and we just covered some more at 61.10 there. So, yeah, like it's not great, but we just got a short there off of VWAP basically, and covered a little bit down in again. So let's wait. I mean, if this breaks through the 61.50 area, then we can get out. So. Right now, we're not being too sent to price action. We're just trying to watch out what's going on in the NASDAQ. We thought we could break that low. It did break, but now here it goes, screaming right back up to VWAP. So this is going to be a spot here where we can exit because we've seen these markets flip-flop on a dime. It's probably not worth like hanging out. We talked about that yesterday, especially with Tesla.
SMCI is strong.
SMCI, yeah, that was the one.
Well, it's not the only one.
So Tesla just went down $10. Like I was saying, Tesla's dying. I mean, I still kind of stand by that. It's making the move back up. Okay, here we go. So now it's starting to make the move back up. So we only got out of 75. So we did get stopped out on that. So I did the fail on there. But because of this run, I only got stopped out of 75% of it. So now I'm going to try to see about, I think this is going to be a green day. Like, I don't know, man. We'll see. Now we have area here, the 200 period, which is where we were initially waiting for some of the shorts. So it stopped out at 75% of this trade. We did take a little bit out there, but still that would have been for flat. So averaged in, but an L right there. Let's see if it pulls back. I don't really have
some convict for me that we're not a short anymore,
right,
because
so
yesterday I was in GameStop short the whole morning, and you know I left for the game at 11 o'clock. 5 minutes after I left, it just trended down $4. So like sometimes you stick with your plan as long as it's still valid. So I just got to reload. It's not a reload because I didn't really get anything out on Amazon here. But if we break this pry bar high, I'm going to jump away from it and just be willing to get back in around that $200 level. As we mentioned, without showing it, SMC. Well, I mean, it was at the high of the day, breaking 36 a second ago, but now it's starting to pull back in there on SMCI. Double bottom at 34.50, so it's got a nice little base that it's putting on it. If it can get through 36 and the market's strong, I think there are worse places you could go to, but only in Amazon at this point because it's the only thing that I was looking for a short underneath the low, and it's trying to press back higher. There we go. Actually, matter of it goes. So we'll have to fail on Amazon. As I said, I'm not giving up on it until we break away from the $200 level. So underneath 200, I'm just going to wait for the next entry $1 higher or right back in here at this same level. So this market's coming over. Let's see if we can. No, Palantir's not bouncing. Like Palantir, I also like short. That's at the low of the day. Mara's at the low of the day. We like Mara short. We just cancel 14s. No need to have that out there. We just have to be patient. It looks to me like the only thing in a target area is going to be Amazon. AMD's nowhere near where I'd like to trade it. I don't think we're going to get a shot at AMD anytime soon. I'm just going to wait for Amazon to press into this 200 level and then re-engage the short. Oh yeah, LX already.
All right. I was looking at Oracle, maybe like Oracle. Oracle had a nice move up there, despite some of the negative news. Maybe Apple. Apple's moving around lately as well. So maybe there could be something here. Come on, Char. All right. So Apple's actually going back upside. So just watch out because, like we said, we had tested the futures to the low side. Didn't work out. We're still in that position. We're going to wait to see what ends up happening with it. We did get stopped out of 75% when we took out VWAP. And I'm going to do that every time. We'll wait to see if we get a higher move on that. But right now, Apple's at the 200 period, so giving us some kind of a thought. But this is looking pretty like mixed right here. Looking for bigger moves, like bigger names. What about that Wolf? We had talked about that earlier. Let's have a quick look.
I didn't know what was going on with Wolf.
$3.
Wolf is down over 40% and could not find a story on Wolf. And if anybody knows what's going on with this company, would love to know. It looks like 350. I was looking at LXRX, but that's lost VWAP, so I'm not that interested. It's not going to be the small cap unless it gets back above for me. But Wolf, if Wolf could break 350, ideally you'd want to know what's going on, but an obvious resistance on this stock down here. I've seen this pattern before, where if it makes fresh lows, you can just go halting all day to the downside, but it's catching some kind of here at 3 at least. But Amazon has not moved that much. I'm going to put that one up and maybe watch that 350 level. Amazon hasn't moved much since I got out of it. We're still waiting for the 200 level on this new CEO. That's it. So this is because they got a new CEO.
Well, must have really
it tells you something. Yeah, it tells you something about the company in a general sense if you're following that much. Look, the stock is what it is. This is the daily chart on the stock. I'm not here to tell you it's anything good. I just didn't know what the story was. The flat bottom break, like everything. It speaks for itself. We don't need to get too complicated with that. But that 350 level, just for a key level to watch, obviously 350 is worth it. So waiting for, if we're going to press higher on AMD, I am waiting for it to get at least closer to 108 before I fade this.
Yeah, okay, for Wolf, I want to clarify the new CEO news came out yesterday during the day. So unclear if that's what's moving the stock. It seems a bit unlikely. I looked into it a little bit this morning. I was seeing some people saying there was heavy put buying, which does suggest a downside move. Also, some talks that apparently the company was set to benefit from the CHIPS Act. We know Trump is not a fan of the CHIPS Act, so that funding could go away. Also, though, another name I want to mention here is SNSE. Sensei Biotherapeutics is a penny stock trading around 68 cents a share right now. Pushed to the downside pre-market after its earnings report. Now trying to bounce a little bit here. So SNSE penny stock on watch. Back to you.
SNSE. So I just suddenly remembered there was a stock that we hadn't looked at. And you should also remember to hit the like and subscribe. If we get enough likes, I do a new one of these. I'm kind of the fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.
You want it.
I was pointing at the wrong camera. Anyways, you guys get the idea. I know Intel was underneath that 23.5. This was one where, if you're looking for key levels, support to resistance, I looked over. AMD wasn't at the price that we wanted. I was looking over at the other chip names. So this is trying to break trend. If you make a fresh high, it's pretty simple here. You make a fresh high, we get out of it and move on. Oh, Amazon as well. Okay,
Everything's popping here.
As that's happening, Amazon just broke back above 199. I'm looking for 200 on Amazon. It's either 200 or we fail underneath VWAP and we take a shot at that. And for everyone looking at Wolf, this is the other one keeping an eye on. It's trying to catch a bit off 3. Nothing yet into this 350 area. I just realized we probably don't have free locates on Wolf. So I would have to go pay for them anyway.
We're so all right. I mean, I was like, okay. I mean, Nvidia's going here, all right. So here's a little bit of a pullback. Here's a nice surprise. We're short the Qs, right? I mean, it came into our level there, and again, I was just like, oh boy, we are starting to get a little spicy here as this market was starting. Oops, that's still Nvidia, but again, we're on Qs. There it is. So we shorted the 200 period. This was the idea from the jump. I mean, we sort of talked about that. We wanted to get this level in, and unfortunately, we always get a little bit overzealous, I feel like, especially when we're looking at the market and trying to figure out like what levels are going to hold and timing and everything like that. So right now we do have a nice trade happening right here on the TQQs, and it was just because honestly we just got a little bit patient there. So patience does wind up paying right now for the TQs and the futures as it comes all the way back up there into the 200 period moving average. Now the one thing is we talked about this, we still have 15 minutes until the consumer sentiment, right, at 10 o'clock. So that's going to give us a little bit of topsy-turvy action here for sure. I think the consumer's pretty weak. I mean, you're seeing it with Amazon right there today. Yeah, he said LULU's another great example. So lots of things happening right now. I'm going to hold out to see if we can get back into that area right there. So we've now covered just over half, and I have a bigger fill coming, and I'm waiting for 61.50. Now that I'm seeing a little bit more action right now, let's take something out again if we can get into the low 30s again here, and then just take 40 handles and just feel lucky that honestly the move didn't go the other. I would say, okay, there it is. I mean, let's go. We're spinning it now. This is a big trade. This is a big trade right now. Because it does come up into our level there, and we wound up at this level. We had about, I'd say about 30 to 40% more shares by the time we were filled up there than we did at that area. But still, get in. Oh, we just missed it. I was waiting for 15s. If we get 15s, then we'll pretty much be flat. after all this, and then we'll wait to see him play with some house money on the futures. Come on, bring it on down. If we can get that filled, that would be really nice. So there it is, man. It's the short so far. Intel's right at the level. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. We have our number 2 trade idea here. It's 23.50 short Intel. So you're on that. You're right there. I'm going to hold off on taking that because just quite frankly, I have a boatload of TQs compared to what I probably have on Intel. So let's wait to see. I don't need to go 0 for 2 here on Intel in the queue, so we'll wait for it. But yeah, Mara with the dump. I mean, that was
Mara is already at
1370 is where
yeah, I mean, at this point, you always have to make an adjustment. Like, and the adjustment is you could pull up a chart of GameStop from yesterday. You just shorted it back into VWAP when it broke down. So Mara, if we want short, then VWAP and prior day low is 1325. I want to fade into 1325 as long as Bitcoin's not doing anything silly. If it's doing something silly to the upside, fine. Lower highs here at Amazon, it does not break into 200. I thought it was a right call to get out underneath VWAP or above VWAP when it broke. Looks like we're not going to get that chance at 200, at least not yet. So, yeah, still trying to play the patience game. Tesla is trying to get to 280. Maybe that will set up as well. It just broke VWAP itself. Anyone can see 280 from yesterday in the morning when it broke away from there. You got resistance up there as well. So we're just in Intel. I was trying to get some money fills a little close to high. But you see these wicks, like it's rejecting above 50. So I got filled at 48, and I haven't gotten any fills above the 50 level, giving it to that local top. But we're only end up bidding first at VWAP and then through the low of the day. Then we hold till 23 even on the only trade we're in. And I do have eyes on Wolf. There's nothing crazy happening. Yeah, it actually doesn't want to go up.
Yeah, here comes the money Shane McMahon style. We were just saying that there, but yeah, good trade, man. I like the Intel, just not moving enough right now to take my eyes off of this. But we just got fills down there. I changed, so I went from 15s to 22s. So we just got that fill right there. It's not breaking, right? I mean, 25 we're holding. I said let me put something near the bottom wick. So now we're starting to go back up to the upside. So remember, our stop is 62. And we have less than half of this position now. So I don't know about a reload. Not now. Like I said, that was a good move to have that come right back in there. We were shooting all the way up. So wow. Okay. We said that we had a bigger fill down there, so we did. So we grabbed that, which is why we're under half right now. But at the end of the day, if this breaks higher, it's a losing trade, right? So we'll have to wait to see on that. 62. That high is 62.01. I want to make sure where my top is. Yeah, so we're going a little higher than that. The only spot that I'll reload right now is like 61.90. It's gonna have to go significant to get me short again. So we're not gonna be shorting in the 70s. Give me 20 more handles higher than that, and we'll rock. So Adara taking care of some business. What's up?
This part of the show is brought to you by Foremost. Unlock the nuclear renaissance with Foremost Clean Energy. Leveraging one of the biggest megatrends on the planet, nuclear energy. Partnered with Denison Mines, the property strategically located in the Athabasca Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium. This undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market and offers unparalleled growth potential, features nuclear, and Foremost is your entry. On the NASDAQ under FMST and on the CSE under FAT. Or you can go to foremostcleanenergy.com for details. Back to you.
Appreciate it, Adara. Thank you so much. And shout out to Foremost. Mara is still looking incredibly weak. I'm just wondering if maybe it'll set up a little bit better over here on IBIT. Not really. IBIT's higher highs and higher lows, and Mara's weak. It's another reason why we want to be in the Mara short and not IBIT. For those watching Tesla, it's not really getting to 280 at this point, but there's still enough strength in it relative to the market to wait for it patiently. Only want those A+ if we can get them. So, eyeballs for me are on Amazon if we can get it back above 199. I want to look short. Intel's still exactly here. IGC, it's still right here. Was able to get a fill like right at 49 because I wasn't getting it above 50, but it's simple, right to high. And I guess we're going to be getting out of that one. Now only going sideways. Hamster, I do know the Aura 2X ETF. I don't trade those. You don't need to necessarily. I know for some traders, fine, fair enough. But I'll just stick with regular old boring MARA. No pop. The only green candle went like 2 cents. Actually, well, it was more than that, like 5 or 6 cents. But you get the idea. It doesn't want to get into VWAP. The market is still on a bit of a bounce. As long as that's happening, I'm going to give it a chance to give me a better fill. It's nothing too crazy here.
No, I
was expecting after yesterday. Yesterday was a lot wilder at the open than this morning has been.
Yeah, for sure. I was just gonna look at Robinhood. I mean, just some names that were on our list today. We were still waiting for CoreWeave. Again, ears to ground on that. Yeah, you can give me some shares on it. Well, if you're on it.
It's open.
You're on as well. Yeah, whatever. Maybe just 500 shares or something. Well, let me know how expensive it is. If it's cheap, then yeah, just give me whatever. Okay, so just looking here to see about CoreWeave. I'm going to sort by market time because that way we should be able to get an update of it. I don't even see it on here. Come on, CoreWeave, let's go. So it's not on here yet, so we'll wait to see when that comes through. All right, Robinhood today, down 3% right now for Robinhood. Looking to short this name. Again, we're already short the Qs, so I'm just gonna wait to get short anything else. Like I said, Intel was the trade number 2. I'm glad Neil has it, but so that's another trade that both of us were looking at, so that's good. Let's let it settle down. Obviously, if this market can go, then great. Maybe I should just take both shorts. It's just I'm so invested right now into this Q trade that I'm just going to sit in that for now. See what happens at 10 o'clock when we do have that number, okay? The other name that's happening right now is NVIDIA. It's been a great trade today. It's been up and down, so it's been painful if you did like that and got stopped out. But look at this high. We just talked about this, 113. We talked about the chips earlier at 8:30, 9 o'clock. By the way, yes, bang right there. Let's go futures. Bring it on down as we get nice little print there. 40, 50 handles there. We just got another Q's print down there. But NVIDIA right into afternoon, right into afternoon highs right there. Yeah, the pre-market was kind of nothing. And then not only that, you got into yesterday's low, which could have been a long, and then yesterday's high, again, afternoon high, could have been the short. So your support and resistance trader, man, NVIDIA has been awesome. All right, but honestly, this trade for me here, I'm trying to make this trade great again. And if we can, then giddy up, because there it goes, man. Another fill. It's another one down there. We'll see if we can get down into $61 now. So I'm still gonna get Neil. Let's go right now as we are back in business, baby. There it goes. Let's go futures, man. Here we go. Back into Greensville here. We need to get this to the downside. Break your back, man. Here we go, breaking through $61 now. The number's not even out. The only thing that I missed out on again,
5 minutes.
Yeah, was Intel, but you got Intel, so we're happy, joy. But here's the push. Let's go, Ren and Stimpy. Downside, $60.85 is where we wait right now. Arms back, relaxed, sipping on cognac. Thanks, Brendan, for that as well.
Cognac in here. I refuse cognac. Everyone has, I told someone before, everyone has one drink that they don't want to have ever again in the season. But shout out, love the futures trade. We're headed to the bottoms right now, so obviously we missed a couple of shots. Intel just broke VWAP, but I just missed a shot in IBIT. Look here, we're not going to pick up. We're not going to get anything close to what we wanted on Mara, but IBIT is finally broken trend. So next available pop, we're going to try to get into that. I didn't want to short low of the day on Mara. You can see it's absolutely bleeding at this point. It just broke $13, but we still need something to get us into that. But IBIT is kind of catching up here, and I do like that look on IBIT. If we can get this underneath VWAP on Bitcoin, that's going to be like 85. It's at 85,000 as we speak. The other thing we're keeping eyeballs on, everybody, is Wolf, which is still holding the bid here at $3. So I got a pretty simple thought for Wolf at this point. It's SSR, but if it breaks 3, I'm going to try and punch short. But when I say try, it just means if it breaks 3, an order is going to throw to hit the bid. Whether it gets filled or not because it's an uptick rule in effect, I have no idea. But clearly, there's someone now holding the 3 even level. You can probably maybe even risk a couple of pennies, and the low of the day is at 280. But I like the risk to reward over here on Wolf Speed, who apparently yesterday got a new CEO, and today lost 40%.
Yeah, who knew? Apparently some people knew, I guess, at the end of the day. But not us. So there goes Wolf Speed, there goes the TQs. ARM, ARM just showed up. Figure it out. I don't know, 112. I don't know, it just showed up on the scanner, so I don't even have the price in front of me. Let's move up, actually, for ARM, up 0.16 right now against the negative market, so good for that. The other name was SMCI. Maybe I should just get involved with that intel, man. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. No, Nick W, haven't heard anything about CoreWeave. I mean, I'm waiting for it. I have to go back to the dentist just for a recheck in here on that cap. And so I'm hoping, like, and I made that appointment for 11 o'clock. So
I can show you the locator if you.
Is it? It wasn't.
It's not there.
I know. I showed it last time.
So a lot of times, I don't think you're gonna even see it pop up. Like the only things after 9:30 or whatever these stop. I don't know. BIYA, PRTG had a halt, so I guess that's why you're gonna see it on there. But you'll see CoreWeave pop up on this, and if it's not here yet, then there's nothing to even see. I don't expect CoreWeave to open up until the midday show because that's been the general trend with IPOs. They can't figure it out. It shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, I'm not going to rant about it. Intel is slowly headed down to the low of the day. My next bid is going to be out in front. This is the open. This is the open, like, bounce, which was at 23.32. That's where the next bid is. I have my order on Wolf. Wolf has $3 on the bid right now, so it breaks. I'm going to try and hit 99, and we'll see if we actually get a fill on that. IBIT or Bitcoin. We're looking for a pop into VWAP, and I'm waiting to short that into VWAP. I don't know if we'll get a Mara short. That's somewhat reasonable because it's only flushing right now. So only in the Intel. And we'll see, like I said, we'll see about that. We'll see just a couple more, and we'll get our next bid. Nick, great question. Can you explain the difference between spoofing and quote stuffing? Well, to be honest with you, it depends on how much influence you have with the regulators. Because the principle is basically the same thing. It's just that it's like one of those big gray areas that algos have done it forever, market makers have done it forever, and to a certain extent. And usually it's when traders do it, then they call it spoofing. That's putting orders that you don't intend to get filled to make the book look bigger than it is in one direction or the other. But I remember back in the day, you used to see, I don't want to name firms, but you used to see firms do it all the time. And you'd see the actual order in the book, and you'd see the actual market maker that it was doing it. So Intel just filled the 23.3. Wolf's New York. Wolf broke. Well, that went to not even a good. I got slipped to 97 on a $3 stock. It doesn't matter, but like it doesn't matter. But it's like you don't even get 99s, so you don't even get 98. So I got 97s. The local high is about I can zoom in so you can see there. The local high is like 306 in here. Oh, I think I'm going to give it to at least that on Wolf Speed, whoever they are.
Yeah, great trade there on Intel. But I mean, right here, man, it was our number one trade. So I'm a little bit like, I should have just taken it regardless of the TQs. So good one there. But there's our TQ trade. We have it on board, obviously, right now. Robinhood and then CoreWeave. We'll wait for that, right? The PCE was already bad this morning. I know it was bad, but already came through. It was not great. Let's leave it at that. 0.4 is 0.3, so okay. But there it is. We just got, let's go. That's what we were talking about. Bang. So we get that. Just came right into the low of the day again, the futures. So we took a couple outs right now. We only have a third left. So relatively light, waiting for lower. 2 minutes now, Dara, until that number comes out. So we're going to get consumer sentiment, and then I already have bids a hell of a lot lower than this. And if we do rip back up, I'm probably not even going to short right here. I'm going to wait to see about an 80 fill. So I do have an offer right now. Actually, I'm at 61.90 right now on the TQs. So maybe we'll change that into the 80s. But at the end of the day, less than 1 minute. The futures are near the low of the day right now. So yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna wait for it to come out. When it does, we'll trade accordingly. So just for a little bit lower there. Not that it looks any different on here, but I'm just gonna wait. 61 is right there. Some of these wicks down pretty low, man. 60. Yeah, I got you. Still 30 seconds. $60.30 or so right there. So if we can get anywhere to 60.40, that's where my bid is. 60.50. Right now, long story short, down there we have one at 60.80s again near the low, then 60.50 at that recent support side. So here we go, man. We're getting lower. Let's go to Adara for numbers.
Waiting here on Michigan consumer sentiment, we're expecting 57.9 versus 57.9 previous. We're also looking here for the 5-year inflation and 1-year inflation estimates. The inflation expectations have been a bigger part of this number as of late. So let's find out just right now. We're getting these prints. University of Michigan consumer sentiment for the month of March coming in at 57, so just below the previous previous print here of 57.9 from what I'm seeing. 5-year inflation here, 4.1%, so slightly above the previous of 3.9%. Year inflation, let's see where this 1-year inflation number is, 5%, well above the previous print of 4.3%, slightly above the consensus of 4.9%. To recap those numbers, 57 for University of Michigan consumer sentiment for 7.9, 5-year inflation 4.1% versus 3.9% expected, 1-year inflation 5% versus 4.9% expected. So a little above expectations for everything that's inflation related, a little below estimates for consumer sentiment. A little bit of a push here for this market. We dropped, then we popped a bit for the Qs. Keep an eye here at App Love and actually popping quite nicely. This one was down 20% yesterday after a money water short report. That would be the company's fourth short report in about a month's time. We're trying to recover here. Then we have Lululemon, LULU, still near days lows despite that pop in the market. This one did have a pretty strong earnings report above estimates and year-over-year increases for revenue, but their guidance for the fiscal year and for Q1 2025 both much weaker than expected. So keep an eye here on these markets. We do have Fed speak coming later in the afternoon. Back to you.
Yes, we do. And the market still had, there was a wick to the upside, but we're still headed to the downside there. I just missed low. Sorry, I want to get a high bit of a pop, but we didn't really pop. I just missed getting filled off that low the first time. We were on Intel. It went right down to the pre-market low, but bounced. So it was a heavy wick, no pullback into VWAP. I looked over to see if that bounce could get us into iBid or an Amazon, and neither one of those two is breaking the downward trend yet. So we're still looking incredibly weak overall. Tesla, which hadn't been in, Tesla's forming a bit of a wedge. I don't want to call it boring, but usually when you break a wedge in one direction or the other, it starts to look trendy, and we're now past that opening range. So opening range is set on Tesla, and it looks like we're underneath that $280 level pretty precisely. So far, the shorts are looking okay here, but we wanted one big one. And Mars now down 6%. The annoying thing about Mars is at this point, it could just be at that support level before we get any kind of a reasonable short opportunity. $12 on Mara, like every other time before, if Mara gets to 12, I'm gonna look for it. It's such a big support level on the daily.
Yeah, no, we've looking for a big lead. We got one with the future there. It was a big trade. It's really set the tone for me today there. We were looking short today. We wrote down the TQQ short. We're just really proud that we were able to get it right there, that it went up to the upside and that we stuck with that sort of talk because, our first trade was bad. And it's about bouncing back, right? We talk about how much you want to lose on, early ideas, and I talked about this yesterday, a couple days ago. It's like the first couple trades, we always, get excited that there's going to be like this monstrous move. But then it's pretty choppy. We gave examples about Palantir. We gave many examples of Tesla and things like that, where the first move isn't necessarily the true move, and then you get a retracement back up, and then the flush, or then the rip, whatever. We've seen that day after day, time after time. And today it happened one more time right there because it came into the 200 period, and now your boy, as Neil was talking about, looking for that big trade, your boy's got one. It's a chicken dinner winner right there for the TQs. Over 100 handles there at the bottom. So yeah, man, this is a big trade. So, and then by the way, I was just like, man, I can't give the people this trade. I see that Neil's in it. That's great. But I'm going to get back into Intel my damn self. So, boom, there goes Intel right there, man. We put some money on the line there at 38. And there it goes, man. Pretty huge trade there on Intel. Look, it just took me 3 minutes to get from 38 down to 25. So 13 cents there, like cake. Boom. What's up, Joe? Where's the pie? I need someone to go get a slice of pie there. But nice move up, then down, and we are almost now out of Intel. I just took it from top, basically, of that move into the bottom. And again, it's great that I'm glad we stayed focused on the TQs, but there it is right there, 23.50. Hood didn't get anywhere near, and the TQs never got up to there, but we still short the 200 period anyways. So right there was a good one as we wait for CoreWeave. So yeah, man, so far so good. We haven't looked many other places, so I think we should probably start to do that as I'm just going to rest on the futures now. I think this could be a good move the rest of the day. So we'll wait to see on that one, man. My next bid, though, in the 70s and 50s for this. So yeah, big, huge trade there. With the futures, and we're both short Intel. I hope we
Wolf just caught another And it went from 3 to 290. It looks like it's kind of trending down. I'm going to get back in if this goes back up to the $3 level. It's a very tight range for a very volatile stock. That's the best way to put it. Tesla's breaking down. We already went over that. The name I'm now watching, because we had a lot of short opportunities and ideas, but nothing came to the upside to give us a fade. Palantir, that's lower highs. We never got into the 91 area at all. Intel's now breaking down. Again, I'm holding low of the day. Someone asked where's the next stop? 23 and then 2280. So I wanted VWAP in here, but we were able to play it into prior lows. We'll see for the next available pop. We'll get it. Right now, it's just a hold. As I said, Palantir absolutely. And that's now breaking lows of the day here on PLTR. I'm going to try to get back into Wolf because I think that one could absolutely plunge. But for now, eyeballs on PLTR. We never picked up IBIT either, but it's when you want to hold on to the shorts that you got. I think I don't want to short any lows as we're pressing through the bottom. Allow the pressure to release, and then try to get it back to the upside off of VWAP or any key level that you can find for sure. There were some small cappers that we're looking at too. I'm now only looking at Wolf CoreWeave at this point because that LXRX, no good, no dice there for me. It just didn't really set up all well. I wanted some strength in a small capper or just ridiculous, obvious price action like Wolf.
All right, man. Yeah. Not much. We're 100. This is just. So, Neil, we're talking about holding on to shorts, my guy, and this is an absolute monster right here. I mean, we're just really happy. I don't know, man. It's Friday. It's just good vibes all around. You know, like now 140 handles and the market's dropping. And the best part about this is you know, you stick your neck out a little bit here. And when it works like this, you can see the moves, you know, like we're really, really reading the board, like real clear, man. Kind of like when yesterday, Tyler O'Neill, again, Neil, 6 years in a row, and you were like, that was a ridiculous bet, and I agree with you. But that's the thing. It's like, you never know. The Jays had a better pitcher on the mound, got absolutely destroyed. That guy defends all odds. Yeah, so it's like, you know, sometimes you stick out and you think about, yeah, I know, yeah, crazy. And we, you know, we stuck it out there today. We put on a big futures position. We're willing to lose it all, not all, but lose the whole position if we can't count going. And look what happened right there. Oh, we must have just had a keystroke error there and got a little bit more share short there. The DQs, we don't necessarily want to do that. What did I just do? It was nothing. Okay. So my price doesn't really change. We actually just had I meant to get out, and we actually got a little bit more short there. So we'll get that out right now. There. Okay. So yeah, just it's good when this is going on. And we talked about it. It's all on the sticky note. Shorts everywhere. We don't even have a long other than CoreWeave written down there, and that's going to change. There it is, man. It's 140 handles in the money. And then we also have a great with Intel. So Intel right there again, and as Neil has it as well, right there, big time trades there on Intel is. Oh boy, man! Wow. All right, I don't even know what to do right there, right now, because now these futures are really, Neil, really tanking, man. This is to me the trade of the month. For me by far, P&L will be the trade of the month. And there it goes to $60. Did we nail that one huge? So I don't know where Intel lies on your board.
23 is going to be the out for me.
Yeah, we
never
know.
We risked 7 cents on it. It's about to give us 40 any second now. So Intel, and the best thing about it is it's set up really cleanly on Intel, so we're able to grab it. It makes obvious sense. You get a little head and shoulders action, but I'm jumping out in front of 23. I'm sitting at 5, but if it curls here, no, I'm going to back off. It's a little bit weak, so I can now. Actually, I'm just going to trail it to 10s. That's a better play. Instead of sitting on the bid, we'll let it ride. Trail to 10s. This was the target area for sure, regardless. And we're going to hold on to that. If it breaks 10, like it just did, then we're out. We're just going to give it a little bit. Wanted to give it a little bit more room to be able to fall, but that pretty much worked exactly the plan. So I think that trade speaks for itself. As we just had another crazy wick down, 1260 is now on the bid at Mara. So Mara is in the target zone. Is what it is. Missed a short. Don't care. Next move. It's close enough to the $12. I'm starting looking mean revert on MARA. You know, Bitcoin moving to the downside pretty heavily, but this has had all kinds of support down here on Mara. So we're going to have this at some point to the long, but it's either at 12 or breaking this downward trend. The only other entry I'd like would be a capitulation candle. So if it does like one of those heavy wicks underneath on big volume and then tries to reverse, that's the other way I get into it. And if you can't figure out the downtrend on this, it should be pretty easy to see out. I hesitate to even draw a trend line because realistically, it's obvious when you look at it.
Yeah. All right. So we're like, we're getting out of this near these lows. I mean, I don't know, how much lower we're actually planning on going here. We've already sort of broken below. Like there goes the NASDAQ. Like this is, and again, it's exactly what we talked about on the note. We talked about this at 8:30. We talked about this at 9. I talked about this at 9:30. To the point where my very first trade was this short. Like that's how short we thought this market was going to be. And to the point there where obviously we just covered now on Intel, we have 25% left of this position as well. So we're going to go 2 for 2 huge today. Today's been a really good day. Needless to say, I hope for you guys as well. It sucks for the personal account, but I'm not, I'm here to trade, hopefully entertain. I mean, this is the thing. It's tough. We always talk about this all the time. Like, we trade and we sit here and have this discussion. Sometimes it is pretty busy in the market, and it's hard to catch all of the moves. But that's why I'm just sticking with the names that we have and watching them. Just
we have an indicator
fall into place right there. And honestly, man, like I don't know. I took to heart. Like a lot of you guys want to get some more small cap names, right? I mean, the midday show does that. We used to do a little bit more of that here, but I've really stuck to the main names that I always trade, and then there was requests about futures trading and whatnot, and ever since then I've just really flipped over into this, and it's been an absolute this is 200 handles now in the money, and we're getting lower and lower. You don't just find these opportunities everywhere, right? There's you have to be very specific with what you're looking at, and for me the TQs is just that it's that sort of guide into the market. It's literally the market. So why am I battling with different names every day when I can sometimes just trade this, the TQQ? So that's what we're gonna do now. And it's been just a great turnaround story. I'm really happy to have evolved into this kind of a trader right in front of everybody. So again, trading better now than I ever have. And I want to thank everybody for the continued support in this journey, right? And as we all make it together. So yeah, man, big time right now. Intel 35 cents in the money. Again, these are the only 2 names that we posted. We posted the futures and Intel. So that's it, man. And then we have Robinhood that never got there, and we'll wait for CoreWeave. You said the indicated open is soon.
We actually, it's on the, no, it's not. It's on the board for the first time today. So we told you that nothing could happen until you actually saw CoreWeave on the locator. This is an infinitesimally small imbalance right now, so open interest is 400,000 shares only, but it's showing you $50 at least as an indicated open price. So that's not egregiously far away from the IPO issue. So I think that's at least reasonable. I will be looking at the long as it's at that range, but a lot can change in a couple of minutes here. Probably in a couple of hours, let's be real. All right, so the next trade I'm hunting for, I want to try to get a clean entry like we did on Intel, but it'll be a trend reverse or $12 on Mara. Nick W for a beer for heading into the weekend. Great look on Intel, and you're waiting on CoreWeave. Everyone's waiting on CoreWeave. You might want to have a brew while you wait, because this could take a while. I'm expecting this thing opens up after 12 o'clock. I think it will have eaten lunch by the time we get this thing to open up for us. You're looking to buy coin off high 170s for a swing. Good luck rest of the day. Thanks to you too, Sean. Coinbase.
Thanks to me, yeah.
When you said Coinbase, anyways, when you said to buy coin off high 170s for a swing. Good luck rest of the day. Thanks to you too, Sean. Coinbase.
Thanks to me, yeah.
When you said Coinbase was down as much as it was, I was actually starting to think about this level right here on coin 177 on coin. Is it obvious or is what? That's more of a day trade though. I don't know that you want to support a falling knife in front of a level like this when it's lower highs. I think the first time it bounces better than the second time, but as a day trade. 177 makes a little bit of sense to me. I think when you're trending down. Like, it's getting a little more convincing. Like, there's all kinds of room down to 140. I think if obviously if it sees anything there at 110, I'd probably be a buyer. Actually, anyone would be a buyer.
All right. Yeah. So we're exiting W. I mean, that means a lot, obviously, for all of us here. Making that $1,000, like, you should be on our floor, I think, with that kind of money. All right. So TQQs again, we're still waiting for that. Intel, we're still in this trade as well. That just bounced off 23. Let's see if we can get even lower than that 23 and me. I mean, maybe 22 and me. We'll see if we can get lower on that one. We're still in this. I mean, I don't have any. All right. Well, the more I talk about it, I was gonna say I don't have any ideas where to get out. So let's just piece it out little by little, all the way down it. It's going to be a good one. And I'm looking for more. So we're still doing JP Morgan. Unfortunately, we didn't get any of that. When that ripped up to the upside, we're still working on 236, 237 on this. Way lower than that. Down here, whatever the 200 period moving average was, I took it at the CDR at the end of this. I'm not sure the exact values, but I know the date. So it was the second lap. So it was right here, whatever this is. So 228. Sorry, not 238. So right into there was the second day before. Like I was like, oh man, what have I done? Because it went lower and then it started pop back up. So yeah, man, like we're still in this room. So that kind of boo you on that. So we'll wait to see what's going on with JP Morgan. I mean, a great bounce off that 200 period. It looks like we could get back into there. I mean, that's the price target I had for Hood, was to get. Okay, Robinhood down 6% today. Yuck. So that was sort of a target for me on Robinhood, was to get back into 36, 37. So I really do like that there. Oh man, Neil, these trades are just becoming. I mean, I hope most of the trades are going to be epic ones, but they're always. But look at Intel. Man, like, here we go. Intel downside, and we've had this, man. This was one that, even when it was up here, I was like, yeah, I should take it, but we stayed with the TQs. Look, we'll make the T.
Will be 200 times more that times, man. $50 to $10. We're still in 10, man. 22.8. Let's go, Mara. Yes, sir. Feel me? Yeah. What is breaking the trend line? Mara is breaking the trend line. Let's see what Mara is doing. Mara is breaking the trend line. Mara. Whoa, look at Mara. Look at that. VWAP coming there strongly for VWAP on MARA. Mara. Wow, Mara. All right, let's check Roblox. What's Roblox is doing? Let's see Roblox. RBLX. Sorry, man, I can't spell. RBLX for Roblox. Wow, Roblox is up 0.82%. Let's see what's going on with Roblox. Yeah, intraday. Yay! Let's see what's gonna happen here. Roblox. TQs, man. What's happening with the TQs to the downside there? Mara is slick to the downside. The TQs are TQs. Let's see. One more. Whoa, we getting that to the TQs here, the down. How low can we go on these TQs, man? Yeah, there we go. Slip to the downside. We coming through. That's 472.80s in the queues. The ticket. Yeah. Whoa, we are pretty much there. 59.08. We basically out of this whole move. That would be great. 58.20s. These are logs. Whoa, we got Intel down at this low. Wow, if you take this trade right now, what $3 in down 3%. Wow, this Intel is whoa. Intel is going bye-bye, Intel. Wow, what a move, what a movement. Gotta be a great day, man, for Intel there. Let's see if we get this lot more. It's only what 1022. That's for sure. Wow. Let's see, we'll see. Let's Palantir. We're going to look at Palantir soon. Just a minute. Palantir 84. Palantir is down 5%. Okay. Let's see. PLTR. Thanks for people what I care about Palantir. Wow, look at that move. Look at this move to the downside where Palantir. If it's 1020. Let's see. Let's look at small cap recap. It is 1020. Small cap recap. Let's see. Russell. Whoa. Look at that. All red. The Russell. Watch. Let's say they are MLGO. Oh, it's a small cap, right? MLGO. Let's say MLGO. What's happening with MLGO? MLGO. What's happening with LGO? MLGO is up 4.5% to the upside, up to 16.7. It's a micro algo Inc. All right, guys, keep an eye on MLGO. We're gonna keep an eye on MLGO as we see what's going on in the market. Wow, let's see what's going on, man. Come on, guys. The team right now is going to be what next? Palantir there is down 5%. Wow, look at that. Yesterday, Palantir was pretty much okay. As we can see yesterday, they break this level overnight and down now what 5.2% for Palantir to the downside. Wow. This is terrible for them for Palantir. Well, no. What's going on, man, with this market? This is tanking. Everything seems like tanking. today, let's see the over market now. Let's see the S&P 500. What's the S&P 500 doing? S&P 500 of Microsoft down 1.4% to the diet. Nvidia down 1.6%. Apple down red. So all the consumers and real estate, utilities are doing well. All rest of the market, communication services down, financial services down. Everything seems like going down right now. So we are not going to. This is not healthy for the market. I don't know what we are going to do here. Not placing any trade so far. Do we see? Look at what is that here? Barclays Corporation up 8%. Some small caps. Let's see the small caps. Small caps. They are small caps. They are making some noise. They are AGX. They are up 25%. Only you can see some blink like little stars. They are coming. MSTR down heavily to the downside. So yeah, is strategy right now in the market continue to go to the downside. We'll see what we're going to do today as Friday. Remember the IPO for the New York there. What's the name of the company again? Forgot. Let me think. I get back. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to figure it out. What name of the company again? That's going to have an IPO today. It's new. So CoreWeave, CRWV. Okay, the IPO. The name of the company will be the sticker symbol will be CRWV for CoreWeave. So I don't think it's already out there. They already allocated the CoreWeave. Yes, CRWV. Yes, CRWV. Their IPO today is going to be IPO. So nothing yet so far. So good as it comes. We'll see right here for CRWV. So far so good. Nothing yet for CRWV CoreWeave. So that's that right there. So it's what 10:30. Remember we have some report coming at 10:30 in 2 minutes. In about 2 minutes comes comes the reports right there. Okay, guys. This is all right. So let's wait and see what's going to be here for the market. All right, for this IPO. The market is totally red today, to the red side. Yeah, we're seeing red. This is good. Let's wait. Yes, let's go. What's happening now? The SPY is down 1.3%. VIX up to the lot of volatility in the market today. Look at the VIX, they are 20.6. We saw a little bit of less VIX for the past few days, but today, oh my goodness, what's going on, man? Yeah. Let's see what's happening there. Volatility index is down. Come on, let's go. Tesla down what? 3.1% to the 8.3. Now Amazon down 3.3%. There, Nvidia down 0.8%. Apple down 1.84%. GameStop. Remember yesterday about GameStop, IBIT, everything down. You see, this is really. Let's see that what's going to happen here. Let's share this. Let's share the link, guys. Like the show. I love the show. Oh, share it on X, man. Let's go. Let's see. Trading the market live. Live trading. Come on, live trading. Let's see. Live trading. All right, guys, this is getting interesting right now as we continue to go to the downside there. Market continue to bleed to the downside. We have 30 minutes. 30 minutes to go before the market. Before we have the midday show at 11. Remember, we have the midday show at 11, man. Let's go. Market is continuing to the downside. I'm a little bit quiet today, Friday. Remember, at LULU yesterday get crushed there by LULU. LULU there. So today, can PCE come at 8:30? Remember that it already came out. Those outcomes there. We know that at 10 o'clock. All right, the consumer sentiment for March. All right, it was out there, and 12:15 Fed Bat speaks. Okay, at 12:15, that's what I was looking for. Eli Lilly continue to go to the down there to 89.71. Eli Lilly. Matching up, 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 up. Money bells are ringing, many bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong. All right, guys, come on, let's go. Let's say this. Let's take this to the next level now. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get out the way, please. Get out the way. We trading real money, bro. Here, no joking. Money on my mind. Money on my mind. Yes. Money on my mind. Money on my mind. Yes. Let's pin to profile. Let's see what's going on there now with the market. This market continue to bleed. No mercy right now for the bulls. No room for the bulls right now. No mercy for the poor. This is unbelievable. The market continue going to the downside. Continue to sinking. Yes, let's keep going. Let's keep an eye on this market. Yeah. Remember IPO, CoreWeave, the IPO is today, maybe around 12 o'clock. We'll see about that. Tesla. All right, Tesla is really. Oh, yes. Tesla. We are in the money in Tesla, right? How much? Tesla is down 4% today. 260s now. Is in the money there for Tesla. So we're going to see if it break, we're going to be out on this. Okay. Yeah, Tesla continue. We keep holding it, be more confident on this trade. And yeah, we are still waiting. Look at that. I'm looking at Tesla, man, right now as it continue to down. So my remember our target is 260, guys. If Tesla get to 260, we are out of this shot for Tesla. Okay, Tesla get to 260, we are out on that. Okay, let's go and see Rivian, right? So we are trading Rivian. Let's see what Rivian going to do. Yeah, Rivian, we're giving it up to the yellow light 12.25. We get there, we're going out, we're getting out of Rivian. This is this being more like change down 4.3%. Okay, Rivian, our out for Rivian is the VWAP 12.58. All right, so down here, if the Rivian get here, we'll get out of that short position. If it doesn't break, look at this candlestick is like consolidating here. But if it doesn't, if we break that, if it doesn't break, if we break to the upside, we have our out. We'll take profit and just run away with our make. Okay, so let's see. Eli also have Lulu. Eli Lulu right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm keeping an eye on Eli Lulu. Yes, we're printing money. We're flowing, man. Wow. So we keep going. Yeah, the market keep going lower. We're going to hold our Lululemon still, right? Lululemon right now is what? If we go 290, that's our out. For Lululemon, 290 is our out. If keep going lower, all right. So if we break wanna give it until it break 287.5, the low of the day doesn't break the low of the day, we get it out. So but we're gonna give it some time. It is printing for us. Okay. Yes, the S&P continue to goes down. So as it continue to go down, we are going to make printing some money there, guys. This is what it is. This is what it is, man. March 28. Let's look at the options here. Look at these options printing right now. All the put options printing. We printing money, baby, on the put options. Let's go. Yeah, we talking money. Man, trade hard, man. Let's see, man. Tesla. Oh, my car on. Oh, sorry, guys. Yes, now my camera is on. Look at my boy. As Ali Yusuf, my son. Let's go on the way down for Tesla. Tesla is printing money, bro, for us. We printing money with Tesla for the short term. Long term, yes, we are bullish in Tesla, but for the short term, we are bearish, man. We have no mass. Okay, now we are out on Eli Lulu. We just break to the upside. So we out there. We could what? How many? $10 in the money for Lulu. So we are all out on Eli Lulu. So it tried to break to the upside. So as I said, there are 290. We are out. Okay, so 290 there we are out. We are looking for continuation here, probably to the upside there, 296 there, because remember this is short sale restricted right now because it's down 15%. So if you swing this from yesterday, yes, you'll be interested, but other than that, you'll be out of this trade. Okay, so for Eli Lulu, so Eli Lulu we are out on that one right now. Let's see PLTR. Palantir. Okay, so not yes, PLTR. Right. Rivian. We are still in Rivian. If our target is okay, our target is 12.58. With that we'll be out. Okay, quick. Let's look at Palantir. PLTR. Also we 5% there for PLTR. open. So yeah, PLTR area also grinding to the downside, down 5% for PLTR. We are not joking with this market. We completely bear market here. So we not so if Intel now next to Intel, let's see Intel, if Intel still bleeding, we have some. No, we don't have no trace on Intel, but look at Intel there. So whoever coming with the idea that so Intel is bleeding. So beautiful right there for Intel, guys. So let's see. So yeah, Intel continue to bleed. So we're going to see Intel. Yeah. Why would they take this shot for Intel, man? Yeah. We attempted the shot here. It fails. Shot the pops on this Intel. TSM and ASM, TSM, TSM. What is Taiwan Semiconductors? Wow, no more Taiwan. Look at this bleeding. TSM is bleeding there. Sure. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to look at ASML, TSML, ASML. ASML. Oh, 10 for ASML, they are red 678.88 there, man. Wow. So let's look at the board there. Let's look at the board too. Now let's look at the board and say, wow, look at this board. Everything comes to sector watch there. Information technology, Microsoft down, Nvidia down, Broadcom down. Wow, Broadcom 169. This is not good right now for all right. Apple down to 19, Meta down, Intel, all this good. Look at red. Only healthcare sectors there, little bit. Merck and Co. up, United Health, a little bit to the upside there. All right, consumer staples there, Pepsi, all this okay. The energy today also is not good. So that's for to watch, guys. With bloodbath in Wall Street. Remember today Friday, man. Liquidity starts draining after this morning show. We know that Fridays is normally liquidity or just drain. All right. All right. Next, what we're going to look at, Mara. This is unbelievable. The market is trying to bounce, man. CoreWeave. Let's look at CoreWeave. Remember IPO for CoreWeave today. CoreWeave, CRW. Okay. No, still not yet. Let's look at CoreWeave, CRW. All right, CoreWeave, nothing so far. All right. So GameStop. What about GameStop? GMA. All right. Let's see GameStop. All right. Oh, it's held 21. Okay, it bounced off 21. So the market is bleeding, but GameStop is bouncing 21. Yeah. All right. So yesterday it was 21 VWAP shots. All right. Let's look at that from yesterday. VWAP shots yesterday for GameStop. Okay. So that was yesterday. Look at the nasty move from VWAP. It's pretty much holding this support. So you have to keep going. It's not that much compared to yesterday. So yeah. So Mara, we have. Let's look at Mara. We're gonna report shots. So Mara. Mara, yes. Let's see. Okay, Mara is not doing much. so we wanna short it at this. So what's for lunch today? Let's see what's for lunch in 15 minutes. Let's have cabbage, garlic, broccoli, all right, chicken noodles and veggies. Wow, that's going to be lit. That's what we have. I'm loving this. Wow, so GMA, yeah, GMA continue to GMA might turn green as the market. That's not healthy. So if I remember, the market is going down and GMA is going the exact opposite of the market. S&P 500 is down 1.3%, and the SPY is down 1.3. Let's look at the futures here. Let's look at the futures. Where's the future? The futures, yeah, is reading. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, wow. The yes is down 1.47% there. Everything looks so red right now. Down 1.9%. Look at this nasty move for the Russells. All right. So wow, look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq man. Crude oil also is what is crude oil? Crude oil is down today as well as everything markets overall is down. The Dow also is down. Gold futures are also down. Okay, Dow is down 3%. Gold is up 0.46%. Gold, oh my god, I love gold. All right, everybody's running to gold. Okay, that's let's see, man. Come on. I want to see. Okay, I want to see what I have to do, but I have an idea of what to do, and I'm going to do it. So I'm sticking it to what I'm doing and gonna do it. Okay, so Intel, that was my idea. Crow, waiting for the IPO for CoreWeave. Okay, and yes, and the TQs, we are short the TQs, we are short Intel. All right, we are waiting for CoreW, okay? CoreWeave, all right? CoreWeave, CRWV, CoreWeave there. We're going to take that. We're going to see that. And yeah, stick with what you're doing. Stick with what you know. That's what I do. I stick with what I do. I stick with what I know. And go in, locked in here, keeping an eye on this race. Okay, GMA now it's moving. Okay, here. Okay, now GMA just turned from red to green. Okay. LULU down 14% there. Remember, I always talk about success traders. Okay, there is a trader who took 1 year and outside of us, he end up going to be the longest career. Okay, and making money. So it all depends. Okay, stick to what you know, stick to it. All right, okay, and then so it's going to be tough. All right. So you can have a more than decade-long career into this. So this is a business. This is tough. Trading is tough. You have to clear your mind. You have to have your plan, have your pattern that works for you, and you stick to that. So that's what most important. Okay, if you are young, you start this. All right, forget the hype. Forget all these Instagram posts you see. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. You have to, stick to it, and you know where you are at life. If you old, you started trading is different with when so when you start trading, when I started trading, I was getting clown as a trader. Okay, because it was different. All right, I have to stick to what I know, stick to the plan, stick to the discipline. All right, you be disciplined. You know what you want to do, you have your plan, you stick to your plan, you set up. All right, and understanding that the joining is not an easy one and all that stuff. All right, we have like 10 minutes to go before the midday show. All right, so CoreWeave, let's, all right, nothing yet for CoreWeave. Let's see, let's look at CoreWeave, CRWV. All right, then we go to, let's look at SMCI. SMCI is another name. The low of SMCI for March 33. All right, so let's say that if we get 36 here, we're gonna get short rated for reversion. Okay, Mara, CoreWeave, not yet, so let's look at Mara there. All right, Mara also, yes, if Mara, if we make fresh lows, we jumping in. Otherwise, we're gonna be patient. This is just consolidating. Oh, let's look at the money talks now. Forex. Let's look at currency, guys. Let's see how strong the dollar is. Let's see how the US dollar index. All right, first let's look at the euro dollar. Let's compare the euro. The dollar is a little bit weak here compared to the USD. All right, the Aussie dollar looking weak compared to the USD dollar, looking weak there compared to yen. All right, so remember the PCE data coming through earlier today, stronger than expected core and numbers here over here, month over month. Okay, they come 1% above estimate, right? The PCE data for month over month with non-core line up with expectations. So the Michigan sentiment that was higher than expected for inflation expectations. So yesterday about 88%, so no rate change. All right, now 83% of participants think that we're going to have no change for the May meeting. Okay, so we might not have any cut for May. So we say probably it's June. So the Fed is not going to cut rate here until June. So this bleeding for the market will continue if the Fed doesn't cut rate. Okay, so market bleeding. All right, that's what I'm saying. That's my opinion. This is not a financial advice. I'm sticking to my plan. I have my plan and stick to my plan and execute that. All right, this is this bearishness of the market is not going anywhere. All right, those pullbacks on Monday, Tuesday, those we are just rating, baby. Shorts, we are taking profit there. Okay, Bs, we're taking profit there. So that's boosted the market up a little bit and then continues now. So far, so good. Market is red. Okay, the market is red. We saw that the dollar there is weak as well. We are waiting for CoreWeave, the IPO. We are waiting. All right, guys, let's look what's happening again. Some news. LULU. So let's see what's going on in the overall right now. LULU is heading back down, man. LULU continue to go down. LULU is now short sale restricted. So essentially, we cannot do much about that. If you didn't join this earlier on, then it's going to be, yeah, wait and see. So NVIDIA just announcing that it's adding a new chip to Taco Bell drive-thrus. Okay. Let's see NVIDIA today. We look at since this morning we look at NVIDIA earlier. What NVIDIA is doing? Yeah, NVIDIA is still down 1.4%, down to 109. This since the Chinese sick news, this have not been anything. Okay. So Mara, I'm still eyeing Mara strongly. If they defend this price, we're gonna look for long of this. But Mara so far so good. It's trying to hold this bottom here for Mara. So we're going to see all that are as long as 1257. So it's only for now. So Mara is still down almost 8% with almost 4 minutes to go for the morning show here. So Mara is not setting on it clean anyway. Mara continue to bleed. Okay, we are not in this trade yet. We wanted to see if this will bounce back to the long for Mara, but so far so good. Not yet. Let's see Intel. Let's see if we can get out of our Intel. Our short. Our short on the Intel. Intel is strongly, so wait. Okay. Into the 50 period. We are hoping that it will come into the 50 into the viewer bottom viewer here to get out, but we have 4 more minutes to go. If this viewer, we're gonna take some, but I mean, this is wow, this is interest. All right, so that's that for Inter. Now let's look at the futures. You remember we tried to take the TQs. Wow, yes, we shorted this TQ, remember, at 61.46. 61.46 there we shorted the Qs, and now it's 54. It's right, almost $3 in the money for us there for Qs. All right, yeah, we took it here around this level here, 61.46. Yeah, that's around this level when we took this. Yeah, when we took this shot, and it continued to sink to the downside. So 58. So if it goes all right, so now 22. So our shot for Intel, if it's good 22.75, we'll be out. So we are in the money on Intel. We don't have shares left. We will have only about 5% of this that's left there. PQs going to the bottom, keep going on. We don't have much again, like 10 or 15% of shares there on our TQs. So nothing much there into this market. So it's a big here. We continue to look at these two names here. All right, so yeah, TQs and Intel today. So those are two that we are on today for stocks. And the Mara, we looking for we look for the long, but we don't know yet. So it's pretty much good. Okay, so all product. So the our puts, our naked printing, baby. Yes, sir. Our naked puts are printing for the S&P 5. So it is what it is. All right. This is, I still continue to believe that this is a bear. All right. The bears are still in what happened Monday and Tuesday. So patient is the way to go. So if you are patient, let's say Amazon. All right. Amazon, AMZN. Try to short this today. Yes. But I was not patient. So if you're patient with Amazon, look at this level. Okay, first we tried the short. Yeah, we are like, no. Okay, so that was Amazon today. So it's down 4%. There for Amazon 194. So it's really maybe we'll try to arm as a day trader. See, all right. Let's see. I might take a shot at ARM. ARM. Let's see what's going to happen with ARM. We might take a shot at ARM. Let's look at the volume for ARM. the spread there is wide a little bit, and it's not printing much. So volumes is not much for ARM. Nah, I might not take this. Look at the volume. So this is very important, man. When you trade it, okay, when you want to enter these trades, you want to have like volume into this. So if there's no volume in the trade, so there's point of taking that trade, because you get trapped. Okay, because when you enter, you want to, because of slippage, and look at the bid-ask spread. There is wide spread there, like 24 cents bid-ask spread. All right, that's a lot. So there is no volume there. Look what it's traded for the day: 268,000 shares, 18,000 shares. So now we know we live in that. So let's say let's Amazon. Look at the holding this line there. So if you be just hitting this, still holding this. So if we come back to this level here, 193.29, we're going to see. So it's kind of forming a base here. If this base formed, we'll try to take the long for Amazon. Otherwise, we just hang on. Okay. So Palantir, we out all of our trades in Palantir now. Our short, we are out of our short in PLTR. Yes. So we said it. So Palantir, what happens? Yes, we get these levels, we get out of it. All right, and that's exactly what we did. I remember Palantir 5.8%, almost 6% to the downside. So we said, is what I'm saying. Set your levels, stick to it, and get out. All right, we shorted Palantir around these levels here, 88, and I covered some here. Then when it pulled back more than 50% of this candle, we said, all right, that's it. I'm out of it. All right, guys, it's past 11 o'clock, 11:03 right now. So good luck to everyone. So we are out in all of our trades right now. Remember, the show will come, and after that, we'll see you guys back again at 2 o'clock. All right, so stay safe, and trade the market. All right, much love, much man. Okay. We'll see. We'll just keep an eye on CoreWeave and see what's going to happen with CoreWeave. Okay. So that's that. So far, so good, my guys. So we're going to just keep an eye right now on the market. We didn't yet so far, but we are absolutely sure that CoreWeave is coming up soon. Okay. That's what. So we're just waiting for CoreWeave now. The IPO, maybe around 11:30 to 12. We're gonna give it some time to see how the market will react with CoreWeave. Yeah, man, this is beautiful. Oh, so much fun today in the market. Man, let's say we to learn how to trade. So for now, we just going to learn how to trade. So basically what I'm going to do today, so far so good, I'm gonna explain some trading strategies. Okay, we're going to see some trade, how to trade some. Yeah. So let's see here. If you go look at our economic calendar for today, let's talk about IPOs. IPOs today. Let's see. So come to Grok. So I want to talk about, let's learn about IPOs. What's an IPO? Let's research CoreWeave, okay? CoreWeave IPO. We come to CoreWeave IPO. So CoreWeave is an AI cloud computing provider backed by NVIDIA. It's going to went public today, March 20, 2025. Okay, the company raised $1.5 billion in its initial public offering IPO, okay, selling 37.5 million shares at $40 each. This was a scaled back version, all right, of its original plan, which aimed to raise up to $2.7 billion. $2.7 billion at approximately come back. This was a scaled back version of its original plan, which aimed to raise up to $2.7 billion by selling 49 million shares. All right. So initially they wanted to raise $2.7 billion, but they scaled back. All right, to $37.5 million. They're selling at $40 each. All right. They managed to raise $1.5 billion. All right. So the IPO valued CoreWeave at approximately $23 billion, guys, on a fully diluted basis, significantly lower than the $35 billion valuation speculated earlier. So there was this speculation earlier that the IPO is going to be $35 billion, but they scaled back. So now it is valued at $23 billion. So CoreWeave shares began trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol CRWV. Early indications today suggest the stock opened between $46.50 and $50. So we're waiting for that to see, reflecting some investors' enthusiasm despite the downsize offering. The IPO by Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, and Goldman Sachs. All right, with NVIDIA anchoring the deal with $250 million. The company provides cloud-based access to NVIDIA GPUs, critical for AI workloads, and has seen rapid growth. So revenue scores over 700% to $1.9 million in 2024. Ready for this? However, it remains accounted for it remains unprofitable. Okay, ready for this? Okay, posting a net loss of $863 million last year, and relies heavily on Microsoft, which accounted for 62% of its revenue. So those are the red flags you look out for. All right, I'm looking out for those are the red flags I am looking out for. 62% of its revenue come from a single company. And what the company is? Microsoft, guys. Microsoft. Okay, and yeah, so if your 62% of your revenue is coming from Microsoft, so that's a big issue there. So, and it remains unprofitable, posting a net loss of $863 million. That's it loss it posted. CoreWeave also carries significant debt, around $8 billion, and leases it 32 data centers rather than owning them. So they don't own them, they lease their data centers. Okay, the downsize IPO reflect market volatility and cooling investor appetite for AI infrastructure amid concerns over high leverage customer concentrations and the sustainability of its capital intensive models. Okay, still its debut is seen as a bellwether for the AI stock and broader tech IPO market, which has been sluggish. Post on X today highlight mixed sentiment, with some pointing to a strong trading debut and other noting expectation from earlier projections. So basically that's it for CRWV. Waiting for this stock. Yeah, CRWV CoreWeave right there. So far, nothing yet. As you can see here, so nothing yet for CRWV. Palantir, yes, continue to march to the upside. Good that we out of our short on Palantir. We got out of our short in Intel and Amazon as well. So yes, that was that. And now we are just here sitting, chilling, and learning about how to trade the market. Okay, so that is very, very important. It's very vital to learn, guys. We learn this market. You keep learning. You never stop learning. The moment you stop learning, that's it. Okay, we keep learning. Some technical analysis. We learn some fundamental analysis, financial engineering, money and banking, trading psychology. All these stuffs are very vital in trading, because investment trading, it doesn't matter, everything is so important. Okay, so yeah. Let's see this. I want to, so now let's, well, okay, so today we're going to learn a little bit about the economics of money and banking, all right, by Professor Perry Mellon. Okay, that's very important to understand how money plays a role into the economy and the market as a whole. The four prices. So we're going to talk about the four prices of money. We talk about the natural hierarchy of money, money and the state, the US case. We're going to learn about the money view, micro and macro. We are going to learn about the central bank as a clearing house. We are going to also talk about the federal funds, final settlement, okay, repos, what is postponing settlement, okay, the euro dollars, parallel settlement, the world that baguette new dealers, all right. Understanding dealers is very important. Okay, we talk about liquidity security market, okay, banks, the market for liquidity, lenders, dealers of last resort. Talk about chatalism, metallism, and key currencies, money and the state, international bank and the global liquidity, forwards and futures, interest rate swaps, credit derivatives, shadow banking, central banking, the futures of global finance, touching the elephant tree views. All right, so the four prices of money. All right, so the bigger pictures we are going to, we're going to learn about monetary economics and the financial economics in general, the money interest and the public interests. All right, American monetary thought from 1920 to 1970, and Fisher Black and revolutionary ideas of finance. Okay, so we are going to talk about the some central bankers or people who study about central banking, people like Alan Young, Alvan Henson, Ed Shaw, Hyman Minsky. All right, all of these have engaged in one way or the other about the tradition of this, the evolution of the central bank. Okay, we're also going to look at some others, like the British traditional central banking people there. We're going to look at Bagot, okay, from Bagot to Ralph Hawtrey to Richard Sidney, Sears, and Charles Goodhart. All right, I will include all of their writings in this, okay, in this our discussion here as we discuss the market. We are learning how to trade, guys. Remember this. This is very important. We're still looking at the S&P 500. Yeah, the S&P 500 continue to go down and down and down. Okay. All right, guys. So it's almost 11:30. The IPO is still, it's not coming. So yeah, so those are the things there we will be talking about in upcoming sessions. All right, guys. So that's it for today. I'm going to end this stream, guys. Take care. Bye bye.